Well, hello, good morning everybody. Looks like we have a better connection now. Sorry, I actually started the stream over at the Courthouse Deli right across from the Green Parrot. Because guess what? They now have Cuban coffee. And I needed some fuel this morning, so we are all hyped up on Cuban coffee. Hope you guys are too. And we are headed down A1A one last time before it becomes the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. We are on our way over to Higgs Beach. Currently riding down Whitehead Street, and we're going to turn at the southernmost buoy. So technically US 1 turns on Truman Avenue. But Truman Avenue is not a good ride with a bike because there's a lot of traffic. Oh my god, look at those lines. Not that I've ever been here this time of the day. We probably have a cruise ship in town. So yes, the Courthouse Deli right across from the Green Parrot where we stop now serves Cuban coffee, Queen Coffee. And we're currently passing the southernmost pocket park here in the southernmost beach where we were yesterday for the cheeseburger competition, Cheeseburgers in Paradise. Congratulations to the winner. We posted them on our Facebook page, Right on the Rock. And if you missed yesterday's stream, it was a Cheeseburgers in Paradise event here on the southernmost beach. And we had 6 local restaurants competing on making the best cheeseburgers in paradise. Feel free to walk when it's red. So over on Higgs Beach this morning is the naming ceremony where A1A officially becomes the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. Lucy Buffett is in town, and they unveiled the actual sign yesterday, what it's going to look like. But I wanted to save the surprise. And on our way over to Higgs Beach, let's ride by one of Jimmy's apartments, where he headed next door to the bar here at Louis' backyard. So we are on the south side of the island. It just rained, as you can see. I was kind of worried. There we have our sand sculpture. So it's kind of behind the palm tree. We checked it out in last week's stream. Actually on Tuesday's bike ride. We came over here in a little more detail. So over here is Jimmy's apartment next to Louis' backyard, which was right across from the sand sculpture. Totally forgot. So if you want to see that, you can go back to Tuesday's stream, our backstreet bike ride. area here, which is now called the Casa Marina area. So Jimmy lived right next door to Louis' backyard, the bar that he stumbles to in reason with hurricane season. Hey, thank you, Bad Boy, for the super chat. Thank you. So we're almost at Higgs Beach. So we have the naming ceremony. There's also some kind of paddleboarding competition thing going on around the same time. The only thing is that I'm not really sure if the water is rough after. So we had a little rain earlier, not really a storm, but the weather changes really fast here. So I'm not totally sure about the paddleboard thing, but I guess we'll see. Trolley tours coming out here to the Casa Marina, built by Henry Flagler, same time as the railroad, except that the Casa Marina Hotel fared a little better in the Labor Day hurricane. So we are at Higgs Beach. I'm sure the sun is gonna come peek through in just a little bit. Over here, so let's see. Oh, it starts raining again. Okay, let's park the trike. I don't know if Lucy Buffett is going to be here for this part of the ceremony as well. Yes, we're gonna park here somewhere.
Yeah, I know. They're biking no bicycles now.
So we're gonna park over here. Let's park next to the gas tanks. Okay guys, hang on a second. I need to put you... Wait for me here. Okay, one last sip of coffee and go. All right, not kind of the best spot to park. Okay, we're not gonna take the coffee because I need both hands. One for the camera, one for the control phone, so I can see you guys. Hi. So welcome to Salute, sister restaurant of Blue Heaven. By the way, we're going to be tonight at the Blue Heaven Rendezvous for a late night stream around 8:30, 8:45. So, ooh, perfect.
Hey, how are you? Oh, yes. You would have cried. That was
Hey.
I couldn't believe it.
What about a little margarita at 10 a.m.?
Place for 20 minutes. Chuck's on his way. I don't know where Jim Scholl is. Chuck's on his way. Okay. What? I wanted to be there. I wanted to be there last night.
Next thing's going to happen is Ticketmaster is going to be in there. You'll be getting paid $50.
They're gonna make a circle.
So I guess that's it. That is going to be the official sign. And welcome if you're just joining us for our earliest stream ever. It's barely 10 a.m. And we wrote down parts of A1A one last time before it becomes the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway, which is going to be in just a couple of minutes. I don't have a watch, but I'm still looking at my wrist. We have some wind. We have some clouds. Let's just hope it's not gonna rain. We also had a 5K this morning. So some of these people ran a 5K this AM and are here now. She actually has her little sign still on there and the number. So we grabbed some Cuban coffee right across from the Green Parrot. That is now serving Cuban coffee at the Courthouse Deli. Just to make sure we're ready for this. Let's see if I can get her hat. Yes.
Testing. So we have, if everybody can move a little bit closer, we have one more attendee that we're waiting on. Happens to be Lucy Buffett, so I kind of want to wait for Lucy. Particularly those of you that want a selfie afterward and all that good stuff. And by the way, she's genuinely a wonderful human being. So we're still a little bit early, so we're going to wait till Lucy pulls up since she lives a couple blocks away.
Hi.
Is that all right, Craig?
Sure. I'm well known.
We have some of the usual suspects showing up.
Hi, darling. I'm
Hi,
Craig.
hello, I'm Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Hi,
Glad to meet you.
hello.
Like your phone.
Thank
Like
you.
your phone holder. Tell me, what was your name again?
Larry Black.
How's it going?
Great, how are you?
No, we did New Year's Eve. You will remember us from Adam, but you were right in front of us New Year's Eve when we were doing photos and the red shoe drop for New Year's Eve. I had my little 11-year-old.
One thing I want to point out that doesn't need me to wait for Lucy is we have two of the original and first street signs that were made.
Oh, cool.
The Margaritaville Enterprise got them from Florida Department of Transportation. The other ones that are going to be spread throughout the state aren't made yet, so these are the only two in existence. And they were generous enough to donate them to the Key West Parrothead Club, and we will be auctioning them online for charities that we support in the future. So follow our Facebook page for that. We'll start an online auction, probably give it several weeks, and then we'll ship it out to the auction winner. So I want to thank the Margaritaville Enterprises, the Buffett family, and Mailboat Records for their generosity with regard to that. I just hope FDOT doesn't come looking for me going, no, that's government property. You know, in which case I'm going to point to Heather and go, Heather works for Margaritaville. That's all her doing.
Hi, darling.
She's the woman to blame. Anybody heard that line?
It's all good. You guys good. It's good.
You know, there's got to be a few of us, so you know, honor.
I like the speaker. That's wireless. I want one.
That's right. Stay married so long. We're gonna have to find someplace else to live because of all this crap. Hey, I told her if it wouldn't be for her kids, I might change the workplace as well. It's 2 blocks from Devon. Come today if you want. I don't know what kind of mess it's going to be. And Ralph will fight for his bills, so I don't know what. You can come and see it today if you want. But it's really the first year I bought it,
I'm trying to figure out like the island and how to get it on.
I just saw that little wave. I did a party for all the crazy new people. Well, take mine here.
Go, go on.
Before, because it's going to get crazy after it gets unveiled. But that in the back. Like you did. All right, give me one the lone one, Craig.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Oh, hold on, I got my big one out.
She said Erica. Give my good time.
Oh, the Lord. Now you're Oh, it's blowing. It's blowing.
Oh, my.
Oh no!
We got to see it. We got to see it.
Corner.
We saw a tiny little bit.
Go, Ed. Go.
Go, yes.
Yeah. Eddie, do that again. That's a good old picture.
If you read the Citizen this morning,
So while we're waiting for Lucy, I guess I'll get started because she's heard what I'm going to say. Heard it yesterday. I'm Eddie Curtis. I'm local to Key West. I'm the president of the Parrothead Club.
Come on.
Here's how that happened. We went through COVID, and then a few of the Parrothead Club leadership moved out of state, and the club was in a bit of a hiatus. And we said, all right, we got to reorganize, get some new leadership. So we had a big meeting, and we held an election, and I went to the bathroom. And when I came back, they said, you're the new president. And I went, no, wait, what? So the moral of the story is when someone's holding an election,
Don't go to the bathroom.
hold it. Yeah, hold it. Don't go to the bathroom. Yesterday, you might have seen on social media, there was a private unveiling of this sign for the family up the highway a bit, right where A1A starts. It was a beautiful ceremony. It was a closed event, just family. I was invited as Parrothead Club president and representatives from the legislative representatives and representatives from Margaritaville. Got off the bus, unveiled the sign, took pictures, got back on the bus, and left. So we're happy to be able to do this today for Jimmy's fans. You know, he was our captain. My first Buffett concert was in 1977 in high school. So I grew up with Jimmy Buffett, like many of you. Wife and I, high school girlfriend, born and raised on the beach. So we didn't learn the Buffett lifestyle. We were already living the Buffett lifestyle, and he spoke to us, because he was our captain. And if you followed other artists, you all know you're here. There's no one like Jimmy Buffett. And yesterday we were asked about what makes it so special. Well, we know the lyrics. There's no songwriters like Jimmy Buffett. One day he's got to get the Nobel Prize for Literature like Bob Dylan did. Maybe we should all nominate him because I know they take public nominations. But it's the relationships. So I've been to 75 Jimmy Buffett concerts, 12 in Paris, went to Paris every year. And with the circle of friends that we have made around the world, there's probably 80 or 90 of us that travel together. We stay at each other's homes. We link up at hotels. We do everything. And it's folks from Mike Holly, I don't think he would mind me saying his name, who's been to 260 Jimmy Buffett concerts. He's kind of the king of the Parrotheads. Many of you have met Mike. Very, very fundamentalist Christian. He gets on a red eye after a concert. He's at church on Sunday. And friends to the very far left. But when we all get together, none of that matters. It's all Jimmy Buffett, all his lyrics, all the lifestyle, and we all love each other. Like the song says, we put aside our differences for a while. right? We put aside our differences for a while. And I think if we would pipe Jimmy Buffett music in the halls of Congress, maybe they could put away their differences for a while. I think I'd like that. I see Lucy just pulled up. But yesterday we were asked, what's your favorite Jimmy Buffett song? And my answer was, it's Happily Ever After, which if you're a big Parrothead, you know that's kind of a niche song. So much that I read the lyrics at my father's funeral, and our daughter had the lyrics inscribed in her wedding invitation. And the seminal line from the song is, I just want to live happily ever after every now and then. And that's what Jimmy committed us to do, is go live happily ever after every now and then. So, come on, Lucy, we got you. Parrotheads, Lucy Buffett.
Yes, dear.
Yeah, we should just consolidate it into one so I can put it away.
And I do want to thank Jimmy Buffett, because if you were here Wednesday, you knew what the weather forecast was for today.
Yeah, man.
And whoever came from Where It's Good, I want to thank you for bringing the weather with you. So thank you very much for that. I think Lucy did. She's local to Key West, but I think she did bring it when she came back home Wednesday. Hey, Luce.
Hello, darling.
We love you, Lucy.
Hey! I was doing house work. I have a real life.
So if I could get our guests to step up, and I'll introduce them, and then we'll take a few turns saying foo-foo things, and then we're going to do the moment you've been waiting for. Of course, Lucy, matriarch. Jim Mooney, our state representative in the Florida House. Jim Mooney, sponsor of the legislation. Chuck Clemons, incoming Speaker of the House and Florida Gator. Jim Scholl, former Naval Air Station Key West commander and current city commissioner, county commissioner, sorry. It just feels like you run the city. And Holly Raschein, current mayor of Monroe County and former state legislator. Come on up. So without further ado, I would like to pass it then to Mr. Mooney. Sir?
Thank you. Honor again to be here. Lucy, I'm glad you were doing your work. But, it's been an honor to represent this district, and of course, this is a special day. Yesterday was a very special day as we honor Jimmy Buffett's legacy. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I love Jimmy Buffett. Come Monday, I'm losing weight. I promise you, I'm starting my diet. So there's still true meaning to that song for me in multiple ways. But I couldn't have done this. I was the Prime Code Representative Clemons. He's the guy that took it and ran with it. Senator, whatever. She was here yesterday. But anyway, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here and also just be a part of this incredible happening. So thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of it.
Thank you, Jim.
You're good. We're close.
Close, he said. Thank you, Parrotheads, for coming out and supporting our troubadour of joy. Yeah. 52 weeks ago, we lost him. We lost him in the physical sense. In the spiritual sense, we'll never lose him. No. And it was an honor for me to file this legislation to create the longest named road in the state of Florida. 340 miles. And let me tell you, the bureaucracy said that that's too long. They said, we need to amend this bill, Lucy. They said, we've never done that before. And I said, oh, hell no. We're going to pay tribute to Florida's adopted son that we all love. Thank you Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today, and God bless Jimmy Buffett and his memory.
Very well said. Good morning.
Morning.
Like Eddie said, I'm Jim Scholl. I'm one of the county commissioners and a Jimmy Buffett fan from way back. I told this story yesterday. He asked me to tell
Tell
the
it
story.
again.
But anyway, the first time I saw Jimmy play was at the Irvine Center Coliseum in Los Angeles, California, when I was stationed on the left coast. But that was a long time ago. Then fast forward, I ended up down here as the commanding officer of Naval Air Station Key West. And my secretary comes, sticks her head in my office and said, "There's a gentleman on the phone that says he's Jimmy Buffett." I said, "Put him through." I said, "Hey, Captain Scholl." He goes, "Hi, I know you don't know me." I said, "Well, I know you. Everybody knows you." I said, "But let me ask you this. One of my predecessors down here, who's a now retired Admiral, Red Best," he goes, "Oh, Red, oh my God, yeah, we're good friends. He plays on stage with me every time." So I knew it was really Jimmy, because authenticated it. And he says, "I have to ask a favor." He says, "I want to come to the air show." This is 2004. He says, "I want to come to the air show and I'd like to bring my family." And he says, "I'd really like to come down there. I don't want anybody to know I'm coming because everywhere I go I get bothered. People crowd me and my family doesn't have a good time." I said, "No, you can come down." I said, "I'll have 5 seats for you." He said he's bringing him and 4 others. And he said, "Oh, that'd be great." He says, "But I have another favor to ask." He says, "I'd like to fly my airplane in right there and land. Park the airplane, come and watch the air show. When it's over, and leave." I said, "Yeah, we can do that. Don't worry." So we did. So the airplane lands. I have one of the chief petty officers go over with a golf cart, pick up the family, bring them over, sit right in the front row of what they call it the chalet. But anyway, right in the front row of the air show. He watches the air show, gets up with the family, leaves, calls me and says, "That's never, ever happened to me ever before." Wow. He said, "How do you do that?" He said, "Well, you didn't want anybody to know, so I didn't tell anybody." but now, here's where I get myself in trouble, right? About 2 hours after everything's over, and my wife and I are over at the chief's mess, and she said, "Somebody said Jimmy Buffett was there today." "Yeah, he was there. He was right in the front row." He says, "Well, why didn't you tell me?" I said, "Well, if I'd have told you, everybody would have known." He didn't want that. So anyway, that's my Jimmy Buffett story. Love the guy. Just remember, for the rest of the day, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I love it. Well, I can't top that. But it is a special day in the southernmost city. It's a special day in the southernmost county. And it's a special day in the southernmost part of the state of Florida. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Jim. Let's do this.
Thank you, Holly. Oh, close. Usually Buffetts don't need a microphone, by the way. Jim, Chuck, Jim, Eddie. Yeah? That's Judith Ranger Smith back here. She runs Jimmy's charity. All those tickets you bought, dollars of those went to Singing for Change and did a lot. How much money have y'all given away? $17 million. So thank you. I first of all have to thank the Parrotheads because you all have sent my children to college. Jimmy was very, we had rules, family rules, that you could not say one disparaging word about the Parrotheads. And he would go, and correct these little children, like, why are they coming up and talking to us? Like they were a dog. Those are the Parrotheads. So, know this. You all, he never lost appreciation for you all being his boss. He was and firmly believed that it was his job to deliver to you all and to everyone who loved him the best experience he could give to transport you all somewhere else, bring you joy, and put a little love in the world. So we think, I don't know, y'all that are closest to him may know Hakey. Yep. Hakey is one of his longtime assistants, and I sent him some quote that I wrote actually for you, Rob. And he said, for a guy, he said, because in the quote I said he'd be a little embarrassed about having a having a highway named after him. And he wrote back and he said, yeah, he might be a little embarrassed, but for a guy that loved maps and geography, this is better than a Grammy. And I love that because I said, oh, Hakey, could not have said it better. You know, there are a couple of little photographs, little Polaroids, and it's my sister and Jimmy, and they were so much older than I am, just saying, as I was the baby. And then I'd be a baby in the picture, and it's my mother and father with these lounge chairs in a parking lot somewhere in Miami at a hotel, because my mother would say, JD, we got to go to Miami. My mother loved Florida. My father loved us, so he took us to Florida. And when Jimmy, you know, drove down A1A and went over the 7 Mile Bridge, and there's all kinds of other stories, but for that first time, you know, it changed his life. He found a home here. He found the niche that he could not find in Nashville, and the freedom to do what no one else has ever done. Jimmy did a lot of things that no one else has ever done. And he found that spark of his creativity that is the foundational groundwork of all of his life. And he took Key West with him forever to the end of his days, because it was that freedom and it was this horizon that said, I want to go see everything out there beyond that horizon. And so he would be so thrilled, but it will give so many of us so much joy to drive down that highway and just see his name. My parents would be over the moon, of course. By the way, my daddy got on board, just saying. And I just thank you all, because also I shared yesterday, and he would be happier about this than anything, that his music and margaritas brought so many people together to do something that has never been done, to unanimously have votes in both chambers to pass legislation. And you know what? Happy and joyful legislation is as important as some of the stuff that we really need as well. That is why art is important. I want a mathematician doing my taxes, and I want a scientist drilling on my teeth. But I want an artist in other parts of my life. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all very much. I love it. Eddie's like, hey, will you do this? And I was like, yeah, all you gotta do is ask. I'll be down there, fine. Somebody said they were hoping I'd come over yesterday. I said, well, gosh, all they had to do was ask. I would have gotten and gone over. But you all will see me around. Thank you very much. This is going to be great fun. Finally, within my family, they know that I would like to, if I could ever get out of the restaurant business, I'm going to write the sitcom called Barry and Jimmy Buffett, a tale of a guy who just won't go away. There's nobody more would not want to go to another celebration of life for another person, even his best friends, because he would say, I'm just going to go fishing and I'll talk to him out there. So anyway, y'all, I love you. Thank you. He was a great brother. He was also pissed me off because he was my brother. I also pissed him off. So we had that, familial relationship that you all have. And it is hard to be sad for Jimmy Buffett. My heart is broken. Our hearts are broken. The loss is deep, and yet he is still so much a part of all of our lives. He's more accessible to us now than he almost was in life, because he was always going. Amen. So bless you all. Thank you all. And for my family, they are deeply honored.
Isn't she awesome? I mean, who wouldn't invite her? And I can't, in regards to Speaker Clemons' remarks about the highway each way, you've seen those jokes going around, why do we drive on parkways and park on driveways? Well, there's going to be one Why is it the Jimmy Buffett Bridge on the Jimmy Buffett Highway? Oh, yeah, right. All right, as we move to the unveiling, I'm going to introduce one VIP I spotted in the audience, and he'll be engaged all around Key West this weekend, particularly at Margaritaville. And his name is Scott Atwell, and he wrote the book Buffett Backstories, and he's standing right here. Wave. Going live. This is Scott Atwell. Turn it around, make it a selfie. There you go, Scott. So, if you haven't read the book Buffett Backstories, you must. If you want to get a signed copy this weekend, he's around all weekend. Scott, thank you for coming here. We will go with the artist rendering first of the proposed monument that will be at the beginning of A1A. Remember, A1A and US 1, different highways in Key West. So Mile Zero US 1 downtown is not Mile Zero A1A, which is closer to the airport. For those of you that aren't from here. That is a proposed monument. And I don't know what Speaker Clemons has to do to get that through and funded, but now there's pressure.
He can pull it off, trust me.
And Lucy, if you and Jim or Mr. Clemons would come and unveil the official sign, I'll get out of the way so people can take pictures.
Love this. Well thought out.
That's my tablecloth.
That's perfect.
Grab on the way.
Sign out of the way.
Okay? Yeah. 1,
2,
2.
3. Ta-da! They spelled his name right.
That was the first thing I checked. They spelled his name right because I got a call Wednesday night. Are there any F. people here? All right, we're not going live. I got a call Wednesday night. F. drove around Key West and didn't know where A1A was. And I said, well, they could have called one of us. We'd have told them where it was. So we're going to leave this up here with Heather from Margaritaville. Those of us that are going to do the memorial paddle out are going to get our things ready, do the paddle out. We'll move this back a bit. If you want to come up and take a selfie with it while we're doing that before the ceremony ends, please feel free to do that. Remember, Lucy, I did bring some pens. I want you to sign. I know you're going to be here a while. Later, I want you to autograph it before we auction it. Okay. So we'll let y'all. I thank you so much for coming. You know, and I thank those of you that are going to paddle out with us to do the Surfer Memorial for Jimmy, legendary surfer as well as a musician. So we're looking forward to that. And thank you very much. And please join the Key West Parrothead Club. Thank you, guys. Great story, Jim.
Oh, wait a minute. This is going to start a whole big thing. So, I need a moment. Okay? I need a moment before this will start a whole big thing. And I'll be here till 5. Let me go back to somewhere. Let me go back to
So who's gonna paddle?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, sir? Good. Yeah, and thank you. Thank you very much for what you've done.
Oh, thank you.
So guys, let's have a close-up look. The sign.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So this is the official sign. As he said, there aren't a lot of those around just yet. They're going to be all along A1A. And of course now people are posing with it.
Okay, give me your come here. She's gonna take a picture. Here. Let me take it.
So this is the official signage, and over there we have a rendering of the memorial that is going to be at the beginning of Monroe County. Oops, sorry.
Are we up to this one now?
I have no idea.
You can take ours. Okay. And I'll take yours. You want one by yourself first?
Oh, go ahead, that's fine. Okay, fins up. Learn something new every day.
Go on.
Okay, fine, jump in. I'm going over here. Sorry. So if you're just joining us, this was the official unveiling ceremony and naming ceremony of the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway, A1A. And now people are lining up to take pictures with the signs.
So let other people.
And the sun is coming out just now. And we'll have some paddlers going out for memorial paddle. We have some paddle boards over there.
I want lovely ladies. All right, I'll get it. You want the lovely ladies? I feel that you're Monroe.
Here we have some paddlers getting ready.
Ready? So the two in the back.
So we have a memorial paddle for Jimmy.
Well, I think all I'm going to do. Remember what a nightmare it was. Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris and Sharon. You're very welcome. And by the way, this is the first stream out of 3 today. So we're here on Higgs Beach. We'll have a stream from Captain Tony's Saloon at 3:15 later today. I know Gabe learned some more Jimmy Buffett songs specifically for today. And we'll have a third stream tonight around 8:30, 8:45 p.m. for the Blue Heaven Rendezvous, which is a jam session at Blue Heaven dedicated to Jimmy. So we'll go and check that out as well. So 3 streams today. And we're getting ready for the memorial paddle. We just unveiled the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway signs. So you saw it first.
Joanne's coming. It's this board right here.
So I think we should probably head down there. Let's get closer to the paddlers and Lucy with the flowers. Love your hat.
All right, let's tighten up over here. Yeah, maybe that makes sense.
Sorry guys, just had to add a connection. Making sure we have enough coverage here, cellular coverage.
This way.
Yes, here we go.
Good. With
All
the
right.
girls. Get the girls on here.
We're getting ready for the paddle board ceremony. I brought my water shoes. I came prepared. And look, now the sun is shining. So guys, the gimbal is a little jittery. Let's see if this is better. Nope, still wobbly. Okay, we'll have to zoom out a little bit. So for those of you just joining us, this is the Paddleboard Memorial for Jimmy Buffett here on Higgs Beach. We just had the naming ceremony for A1A, which is now officially the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. And now these guys are paddling out here and putting some flowers down in the water. We have Jimmy's sister Lucy, who is here, the lady in white over there. Guess we should have gotten the paddleboard, huh? There go the flowers. So flowers have been laid down in the water. Guys, it's so bright I can't see the screen. The flowers are there. The paddlers are coming back in. And we're having a photo session with Lucy. So Jimmy's sister. If you missed her speech earlier, you can go back on the stream. I'm going to try to post the time codes later on so that if you're watching this as a rerun, you can go to her speech right away.
Hi, come on, dude. Hi.
Lady? All right. Perfect. Very cool.
Great. Come on.
Hi.
It's a beautiful event here on Higgs Beach. We had the naming ceremony. We had a paddleboard memorial. A1A is now officially the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. Of course, we have the Key West Parrothead Club. So I hope you enjoyed this morning's stream, our earliest stream ever. And we'll be back later, 3:15, Captain Tony's Saloon, for some live music. Of course, you can put in some song requests. And then tonight, we're going to be at the Blue Heaven Rendezvous event, which is a jam session at Andy's Cabana and Blue Heaven. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. See you guys later today, 3:15 for the next stream. And there you go for a good view of the sign. So I see you guys later today. Happy Memorial Day weekend. This is a rendering of the memorial that is going to be in the entrance of Monroe County.
Thank you.
So the stretch of A1A, over 300 miles long, is now officially the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway.
Very nice.
So guys, have a great afternoon, and I will see adding this part after closing of the camera to say hi to Rick as a special request.
Thank you so much.